I'm Riley from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a detailed look at the Ogio Pace 25 backpack. I've been testing this for about 2 weeks now and have a lot I want to cover. You can head on over to packhacker.com for the full written review, link in the description below, and let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, so we have a lot to talk about with this bag, starting off with the material. You'll notice 840D ballistic nylon on the body, as well as 1680D ballistic nylon on the sides and the bottom, which is great because those are some higher traffic areas of the bag, so it just adds some nice durability. It's not very soft in hand, it's more, stiff. It feels pretty rugged and it's held up well during testing so far. We even took this on a boat to test its water resistance, and we're happy to report that we didn't have any soggy gear at the end of the day, which was great. So yeah, then we're gonna flip it over and talk about this harness system here. So as you can see, there's lots of very breathable mesh on these shoulder straps, and they have some nice spongy padding to them as well. We found them to be pretty comfortable, and then you can see that they bend slightly at the top here, so they contour nicely to the shoulders, which is much appreciated. And then same thing here on this back panel, whole bunch of mesh, which is great because this is an all black bag, so when we're wearing it in warmer weather it can get a little sweaty, but this is nice. It helps mitigate that some. There's also a luggage pass through here, so if you're heading through the airport and you need to strap this on your roller luggage and wheel it around, you can do that. If you aren't using it that way, it just kind of acts as some extra padding back here, and it doesn't stick into our back at all. It actually feels pretty comfortable, so that's great. Then we have a sternum strap here. I have it unclipped from these attachment points. It takes a little bit of finagling to get undone, just because you kind of have to feed the attachment point through these slots in the hardware, so it's definitely not the quickest to adjust, but it's worked pretty well. It stays nice and secure, and then it has a strap here to manage excess strap if you're like me and you're maxing out its adjustment, and it does pretty well. Sometimes on other sternum straps on other bags, even if they do have this keeper here, if you max out this adjustment, you kind of still have a whole bunch of strap dangling over here, but that's not the case with this one, and that's much appreciated as well. And you have a handle up here at the top. It's nice just for, picking the bag up, grabbing it. It's not super padded, it's actually pretty stiff, so it's not like super comfortable to, carry the bag from, but yeah, it's just convenient if you're sliding it over or picking it up. Yeah. So yeah, overall the harness system has been pretty comfortable. We've enjoyed wearing it. And then we're going to talk about some pockets next, starting with this hidden one here on the back panel. So you'll notice there's a zipper right here. It sits against the back, which is great. It keeps your gear far more secure, than if it were a front-facing zipper, which is great. And it lies pretty flat, so it's not poking into your back or anything. It's not uncomfortable when we have the bag on. So you just unzip that, have some nice YKK zippers here as well that feel nice and robust in hand. But you're going to open this up, and you have fair amount of room. It stretches all the way, the width of the bag, and is about the same height as this luggage pass through here. Flatter items are going to work best in here because of the security of this pocket. You can feel secure putting things like travel documents or even your passport back here and be confident that, it's safe from any wandering hands you might encounter, which is great. We definitely think that's a thoughtful integration. So yeah, and then we're going to talk about these pockets on the side here. So first up, you have a external water bottle pocket. This is just the Yeti Rambler 36-ounce bottle. It fits in there just fine. It has a cinch that you can use to, adjust and to accommodate like a larger bottle, or tighten it if you have a smaller bottle to keep it more secure. It doesn't tighten super well. I had another smaller water bottle in here too, and I did have an instance of it falling out when I was bending over to pick something up. So it only happened the one time, but I'm always thinking about that when I'm moving around, thinking about that bottle falling out, so it's just something to be wary of. And then behind this is a pocket, so we're gonna unzip that. There's some gusseted fabric here, as you can see, so it opens up pretty wide so you can grab everything that you need in here, which is nice. There are two, it's kind of hard to see, but there are two mesh pockets in here against the back wall. This mesh actually feels pretty soft too. It's not the most, doesn't have the most elasticity, but it's pretty big. It can fit like smaller items. For example, if you have maybe some travel cologne like the Fulton and Rourke solid cologne, you could slip that in here. Or really any other smaller items you might have, snacks and things of that nature. Zip that back up, and then you have a similar pocket on the other side. You'll notice on the front of this one you have some attachment points, so you can attach a carabiner, use that to clip on a hat if it's windy, or use it for any other external storage, or just to keep it handy when you need it, that carabiner. And then same thing, open this up, same gusseted fabric here, so easy to get inside. And then you'll notice same mesh pocket here, and then there's another one just below it. We've just been keeping some snacks in here. It's a good spot for those. But you can put other frequently used gear in there too. Your phone will fit and things of that nature. Now onto the front. So at the top you have another kind of quick grab pocket. You'll notice that there's a fabric welt that falls over the zipper, which adds, some added water resistance and also gives it a more of a clean look, which is nice. And these zippers have some, I'll hold this up so you can see, some nylon webbing zipper pulls that are pretty easy to grab. So they've all been working pretty smoothly. You'll open that up, and then, we just have a mask in here. And you can kind of use this just as a dump pocket for other frequently used gear you might have. It has a pretty soft lining material in here, so you can throw in your sunglasses and be confident that they're not going to get any scratches or anything, or your phone too if you'd like, same thing. You're not going to get a whole bunch of scratches on your screen if you're keeping it in here. And then beneath that you have another larger pocket. So we'll open that up. Now it does have a horseshoe opening, but you kind of have to pull it back to see everything that's inside. It does have the same kind of like gusseted fabric on the side too, so that you can pull it back a little bit, but you kind of have to bend it over entirely to be able to reach in and grab what you need. But you'll notice that there are two liner pockets on this front flap. So we just have a moleskin notebook in this one, a small notebook, and then the last swab, what is this? The last swab Q-tip, silicone Q-tip in here. Keeping that in there for easy access. And then on the back panel, you also have a zippered pocket, so if you have, something that you don't want mixed in with the rest of your gear, you can slip that in here. Flatter items is probably going to work too in here, just because it'll bulk out this pocket if you have something too bulky inside. So we'll zip that up. You'll notice on the top of this pocket too, you have 4 more attachment points. These loops that you can stick a carabiner or use for external storage. And then on top of this pocket, you have yet another pocket, which, the fabric, same thing, is kind of folded over, which gives it a nice and clean look. You'll open it up and you'll notice that there's a key leash in here. This key clip has felt, pretty durable, pretty robust in hand. It's been working nice and easy, and it's not, crazy long. It's not long enough to reach your door or your car if you're unlocking it or anything, but it's worked pretty well. We haven't had any issues with it. The really cool thing about this pocket is that it has RFID blocking technology, so you can put in, your passport or your wallet in this pocket and be confident that you're not going to have your information stolen or anything. So it's just nice to have that little extra security there. Again, there are also other spots you can keep that stuff, like on that back panel pocket we mentioned too. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get inside this thing now. So we'll start with the main compartment. It's the same horseshoe style kind of zipper, but we have the same complaint as we did with this pocket here, is that it only unzips about halfway down, so you kind of have to pull it back to get access to everything inside. We'll turn this around. The first thing you'll notice is that it has this pouch right here that actually attaches via Velcro, so you can keep, some tech accessories in here. I just have a phone charger and an Ethernet cable in here at the moment. So you can take this out of your pack and keep it on the desk next to you when you're working, so you have everything that you need handy, which is nice. It's a nice integration. And it stayed pretty secure on this Velcro too. We haven't had any issues with it falling off or anything, which is nice. The only issue is that sometimes, it doesn't secure at the bottom, so it can get a little floppy and kind of impede our access getting into the rest of the bag, but hasn't been a huge issue. It definitely helps more than it hurts. We just have some High Planet packing cubes in here. Let's set those off to the side. So yeah, there's plenty of free space down here. You have another mesh pocket here too if you want to keep some larger cables, maybe your laptop charger, as well as some 2 mesh backliner pockets in here as well. It's that same soft mesh that we saw, move this, in those side pockets that we talked about. Again, not super stretchy, but nice and soft, work pretty well. And then against the back panel, you have some sleeves. So in this back one, we've just been keeping, a medium-sized moleskin notebook. Again, we'll set that off to the side. And then you have another shallower pocket or sleeve here that will fit like a more medium-sized notebook too. Medium to smaller notebook as long as you keep it sideways. This is the Write in the Rain all-weather outdoor journal. And then you have 4 pen sleeves here. So we just have 2 in there right now, but if you need to keep some pens or even a stylus handy, those are nice to do that. You'll also notice that there is a strap up here, which is actually to secure a larger pair of headphones. So you can just unclip this, put your headphones in, and then buckle it into place, and then it'll keep it nice and secure, those headphones, and not bouncing around this main compartment, which is nice. We didn't get too much use of it out of testing as we've just been using some Apple AirPods, but if you are going somewhere like the gym and you want some over-the-ear headphones, or you just like to use over-the-ear headphones, this is a great way to keep them secure and not jostled around in this main compartment. So we definitely appreciate that. I think it's a thoughtful integration. And then lastly, we have the laptop compartment. So we're just gonna unzip that. And in here, open this up. We've just been testing with a 13-inch MacBook Pro and this in-case iconic laptop sleeve with Bionic, I believe. And then this sleeve right here can accommodate up to a 17-inch laptop, so that's nice if you have a larger laptop, but like we said, we've just been testing a smaller one in a protective case and it's worked just fine. You also have another sleeve in front of it that can accommodate a tablet. We just have an iPad in here, both of which are suspended and have a pretty decent false bottom in here, so that's nice for protecting your gear when you're on a rougher commute or you drop the bag accidentally if you're clumsy like we are. So yeah, just a traditional lining material in here. It's not super soft or anything like in this quick grab pocket, but we haven't sustained any scratches or anything. And then you have just the strap that secures both your tablet and laptop in place if you keep both in here, so it's not bouncing out of that pocket, which is great. So yeah, we'll zip that back up. And there you have it. That is the Ogio Pace 25 backpack. Head on over to packhacker.com for more information and the best buying options that help support the channel at no additional cost to you. Link down below, and we'll see you in the next video.